Hi, Old Fuzzface here. This Christmas, my beautiful Miss Blondie gave me a thermal cooker. It was a Tamaya thermal cooker. From what I could see, it looks like it's going to really be good. And I want you to know, it was the perfect gift for a practical man like me. Today I'm going to unbox that cooker and show it to you. Then later during this coming week, Chef Blondie and I are going to use it to make a test meal. So hope you stick around for all of this video, like and subscribe, and even more, hope you come back for the second half of this, because I'm sure my beautiful Chef Blondie is going to come up with the best tasting dish you can imagine, and all from a thermal cooker. But before we do any of that, let's take a little walk. I want to show you some things outside. Here's part of our vast 1.203 acres. Serendipity Farmhouse estate is huge. Maybe not so huge. But anyway, I'd like to show you one thing, and there it is. That is our RV, all buttoned up for the winter. Won't be able to go out until late March, early April. But this video is going to present something that will be of use in that RV, not only as well as in our Serendipity Farmhouse Test Kitchen. Now that you've seen our vast 1.203 acre estate, and you've seen the snow that we have, let's get back in and get to work and find out about this thermal cooker thing. Okay, now that we've taken our walk, I ask you, or you're probably asking me, what does the weather and the RV have to do with a thermal cooker? Well, folks, this video will answer that question. Let's get into the unboxing. I'm not going to describe everything yet. I'm going to get it out of the box. But instruction book, a warranty, styrofoam. That's always fun, but that's the fun of opening up Christmas presents. And then, providing I don't break it, there's a little person down here who takes this and scurries away with it, cleans everything up for me. Yeah, my cat does that for me. So here it is. There, got rid of that too. Ah, there are parts and pieces. And lots of wrapping. I will explain what all these things are, or try my best. And this really is the first time we've opened this box. This is the main pot. Stainless steel, very durable. Yeah, it's durable. 7-quart capacity. And this is also a setup. This is what retains the heat. This is your insulated pot. This is the inner pot, or the inner cooking pot, also made of stainless steel. Very solid. It reminds me of the inner pot on an Instant Pot. And it can do pretty much the same things. It can be put on cooking surfaces. You actually cook things in it. And some of our research has shown that we can actually brown meats and sear meats in here, do some of the sautéing functions before preparing the remainder of the dish. This is also an inner pot, a smaller one. It serves a couple of purposes. You can put this in there like that and cook a second course for your meal. Also, if what you've put together is rather low in volume and you want to retain more heat, you can fill this pot with boiling water and then close everything up, and then that way you can be sure that the contents are cooked. This is the instruction manual. Instruction manual gives you a good idea of everything that goes on here, and it also gives you some recipes, some sample recipes. In a little while, I'll explain to you why we didn't use any of the recipes from this. It's time for a little bit of a product overview. First of all, thermal pots in general, and this one in particular. Some of the primary features of the Tamaya thermal cooker. In this case, the model is the 70CFZ, and that 70 stands for 7 quarts. There are smaller ones, I believe a 5-quart one. It's stainless steel construction, not aluminum, not things that can be easily bent or broken. It looks like it's going to stand up to the test fairly well. One of the primary features of this and all thermal pots is the energy-saving design. Now, for this kitchen, for the Serendipity Farmhouse Test Kitchen, this is something we've never used. So we're really looking forward to this test because we've never had that concept of using heat retention to cook food without the continuous use of energy. And that's the point. 10, 15, 20 minutes worth of energy being expended to add the initial heat and some of the initial cooking. And then after that, it becomes like a slow cooker working for hours, but without continuous application of energy. In other words, you save a lot of money. And if you're out in an RV or someplace like that, where propane is your primary source and you use it, if you're boondocking, you're using it for your refrigerator, for heating your water, for heating the RV itself, and for cooking, the last thing you want to do is waste your propane. And this is one of the ways that you can conserve it. Another thing is the versatility of this product. It's ideal for families, campers like us, and for outdoor enthusiasts. Yeah, you can take it camping with you because it is stainless steel. It does stand up to some punishment. You can take it anywhere. How long have thermal cookers been around? First time I ever heard of one was maybe 3 months ago or just before Christmas. And that's when I put it on my Christmas list because I was very interested in the concept of thermal cooking. But history says that these have been around in one form or another for a very long time. If we go back to medieval Europe, they had something they called a hay box. And what hay box was an insulated box with hay and straw. So what they did was they would cook a meal, put the lid on the pot, and then put it into the hay box. They would have used the initial heat, and then it would continue to cook because it was insulated. Now, as you can see right now, we have a much more modern and concept, and engineering has made it far more effective. But the engineering really didn't come into play until about the 1990s. What happened was in Asia, they started thinking about this and improving on the concept, taking the older style thermal cookers and using advanced technology, they came up with what we see here. So there are many companies that make these now, and primarily in East Asia, which is why I didn't want to use any of the recipes from the instruction book, because many of them were more or less East Asian type recipes that we would like to eat, but wouldn't necessarily be of interest to folks like you. So in our next video, we're going to be doing a simple, generic beef stew. And Chef Blondie will be doing that one. So we went from medieval Europe to the 1990s, and it's currently in use, and they're gaining in popularity. It's a well-established method. And nowadays, with energy being expensive, anything we can do to save a few pennies on the electric bill or on the gas bill, or to save the propane in the RV is a welcome thing. So I'm looking forward very much to testing this out. Our channel is not sponsored, and we have no affiliates that we're working with. So you can be sure during this test, we will be brutally honest, because we're not getting anything for saying this is a good product or a bad product. We've already talked about some of it, but I want to quickly repeat and go over some of the principles of thermal cookers. First of all, the initial heating. The initial heating can be done on a stove, on an electric cooktop. It could even be done on your wood stove. In that first step, the liquid in the dish that you're making is brought to boiling. And this is then, once it's brought to heat and maintained for a while to start that cooking process to make sure that everything in that pot is heated up, then that's when you put it into the insulated container. The pot, as we said, is insulated, and that's an airtight seal. So consequently, all the heat stays in. It's just like your thermos bottle that you used to take to school in your lunchbox. Well, some of us did. I had a Davy Crockett lunchbox. And so the heat is retained. And then from that point on, it works like a slow cooker, but without the addition of extra heat or extra energy. Benefits? Well, we've said it before, we're going to say it again, because that's what this is supposed to be about. And we're going to find out if that's truly the case. It minimizes energy use. Does it? We're going to find out. It prevents overcooking. Well, nothing ever gets above the boiling point. Now, you might leave it in there for too long, but that's most of the reviews I've said is that nothing has ever been overcooked. And then it also can be used as a food warmer, because after you've eaten once, you may want to have it later on in the day or something like that. Then it will keep the food warm for hours afterwards. Anyway, that's enough. Tune in later this week or early the next week and find out what our intrepid, our wonderful, our innovative executive chef Blondie does with this thermal cooker. Happy cooking.